that is a baby Kevin Durant, and
it's out for Team Blue.
Durant showing his athleticism.
No, you don't see it at all, but he's probably the most.
Durant trying to spin over, and what about the blocked away by Battier? Stays with him.
He is absolutely torching the best players in the world. Something we might be used to now, but should have never happened back then. This was no ordinary game. It was the 2007 Team USA Intrasquad scrimmage filled with the best players in the league. Kobe, LeBron, Dwight Howard, Carmelo, Jason Kidd. And the reason I call Durant a baby is because this is before maybe the greatest Olympic game ever, before he snaked and became a champion.
I know you're gonna snake, you know, and then
I might be sometime.
No, you know snake, okay?
Sometime.
Anyway.
Before he was MVP, before he was a scoring champ. This was even before he had played a single NBA game. KD got drafted in June of 2007, and this game was 3 weeks later.
Nani?
It might be hard to picture this now, but Kevin Durant was supposed to be an afterthought in Team USA, who were trying to avenge their bronze medals in the 2004 Olympics and 2006 FIBA tournament. Yeah, we weren't doing too hot. Durant was just happy to be there.
He's just happy to be here. He said, look, I root my teammates on. I'm just happy to be involved in the experience.
Because the lineups were this. You might say this is just a normal scrimmage, but based on the players, no one wanted to lose. Kobe said Jason Kidd elbowed him in the stomach like it was a game from the 80s. He also called the game extremely competitive, which coming from Kobe means a lot. And Jason Kidd summarized it perfectly and said, I didn't come here to lose. Some fans have also called this the greatest game ever seen. There was more on the line for Kobe and LeBron, but that's a story for another time. Just know that these scrimmages, the entire training camp was physical and competitive. The game started out like this. Yeah, the players are fighting for it.
As I mentioned, Dreamland, all-stars out there, guys that have won NBA rings. But there's only one out there with a gold medal, Mike Miller. I pump him up, he's a little flat. And Chris Bosh.
Sending doubles at Kobe, fouling, no easy looks.
All over Kobe. Kobe gets it anyway.
Fast breaks, double clutching into a make, pick and rolls, chase down block. This game had it all and would come down to the last shot. Durant was just 18 years old, the youngest member of Team USA. He had no place. So just how good could he do? What is up, dudes, dads, ballers, players? It's your boy MJ. Even back then, Kevin Durant was a unicorn. Now we're gonna take a time machine and travel back to 2007 because that was a different time in the NBA. Tall forwards that could shoot made up a very small list. Heck, teams only averaged 6.1 3-pointers made per game. Curry averages 5.4 himself now. The game was different. This is when the OKC Thunder were the Seattle Supersonics. A guy of Kevin Durant's 7-foot stature should have first of all never been on the perimeter. And in 2007, the game was more positional. Big men banged down low, forward slash, but during the scrimmage, that's what he was doing. Staying on the perimeter, shooting over defenders. Except maybe he wasn't 7 foot at the moment. We know the pictures now. KD standing next to a supposed 7-footer and making them look short. Here's him next to LeBron, and yeah, he's taller by a lot.
Bruh.
Probably makes sense why he's the greatest Olympic scorer now. And in 2016, KD said he was actually 6'10.75 without shoes. So 7 foot with shoes, NBA measurement wise, before the NBA recalculated the height without shoes. Okay. Durant said he lied about his height to stop coaches from forcing him to play center. And he did lie later on in his career, just not in 2007. Because if you look at Kevin Durant at that time, he looks pretty much on par with LeBron, shorter than Amari Stoudemire, shorter than Dwight Howard. What a generational freak. Man didn't care about the hair routine, but actually grew his height.
What the heck?
So even though Kevin Durant was 6'9", the league hadn't seen anything like him. He won National Player of the Year during his freshman year of college, averaging 25.8 points, 11 rebounds, the first freshman ever to win that award. And in the NBA, he would become the youngest scoring champion ever. In fact, by the time he was 25, he had 4 scoring titles. But even the greats take some time to get into their stride. A couple of games, going through an NBA training camp, getting up to game speed. Usually it takes seasons. Even some of the best rookies of all time, like Luka and LeBron, would go from 20-point averages to 27 in their second year, while also playmaking better. Durant won his first scoring title in his third year, then won it the following 2 years too. My channel just got hacked 2 weeks ago, and we're on a comeback of sorts every Saturday talking about the one big thing for the week, like Durant this week. So if you want to grow a few more inches, please subscribe. And finally, this week, TikTok and IG Reels are coming, starting with one tomorrow. It's gonna be a fun time with a lot of basketball content there. So if you're a fiend for basketball, go check it out. It's gonna be worth it. There's someone even as good as KD coming into the league, and as good as he would become eventually, no one would blame him if he was a little out of place 3 weeks after getting drafted, especially with this roster. Because damn, this roster was special. Team USA was serious about winning the 2008 Olympics, similar to the current 2024 USA team, and so they assembled some of the best players in the world, who also turned out to be some of the greatest players ever, all in or near their primes. LeBron had just averaged 27 and 6 at 22 years old, scored 25 straight against the Pistons in the playoffs, and took this roster to the finals. Damn, Carmelo was turning 23 and just averaged 29 points a game. Again, in a time where there were only 20 players averaging 20 plus. Only one averaging over 30, and his name was Kobe. Also on this roster, who after this would reach 3 straight finals and was considered to be the best player in the world. Dwight Howard would average 21 and 14 next year, then win 3 Defensive Player of the Years in a row. He was the second youngest player on the roster, a time before he started making TikToks from Taiwan.
Ooh, we don't want you, Dylan Brooks.
Jason Kidd, who's one of the best point guards of all time, averaging over 10 assists a game. Also before the scrimmage, also after the scrimmage. LeBron called him the best point guard in the NBA and said, "This is a treat. I don't have the luxury on my team back in Cleveland. It's like a dream of mine." Throwing shade on his own team, some things never change. Do y'all remember Darren Williams? Man, he was so tough, and the list goes on. The best players in the world, either at superstar level or at their role. Durant wasn't in the plans for the roster. In fact, Coach K wanted to evaluate Greg Oden, but he wasn't available. So again, Durant, coming off the bench, was playing with his idols, and even if he couldn't do anything, it would be a great experience.
Used to playing with players like this.
Kobe drilling it up. That time.
Be their main distributor, huh?
What a foul.
Durant.
Kevin Durant, the quick release. Sonic
Attack them, get up the floor quickly, try to make.
Durant tried to spin over and what a.
Did he just score on prime Shane Battier, who would make first team all defense next season? Did he just go head to head with LeBron before he had even played a single NBA game? And he wasn't even 7 foot? Durant scored 22 points in the game, 9 of 14 from the field. Kobe Bryant giving you dimes is crazy. And not just one, multiple. Kobe didn't even pass to Shaq.
Come back in. Hey, dude, you got to throw me the ball. I said, man, that. Get it off the rebound if I miss, bro.
Durant was playing so well that in a close game, he had earned being on the closing lineup. And he was hitting important shots.
Showing the repertoire, the full arsenal early. After practice. And in little groups all around the gym at the cock.
And then
Durant
and Anthony are the guys that are making shots for Team Blue.
Durant showing his athleticism.
In a game where Kobe and LeBron were going at it for reasons bigger than just Team USA, in a game where the top scorers in the league were going off, Durant had carved his place. And even with this performance, KD didn't make the cut the next year. Too much on the line to trust a then 19-year-old. Times were different, and as you know, KD would become one of the greatest Olympic players ever. Now, Kevin Durant is the difference between struggling in the Olympics and winning. We'll forget about 2021. That just didn't happen.
Hey, yo, what the?
And I think what's even more impressive is just how Durant's game, while he has actually gotten a lot better, was built on the same principles that allowed him to dominate his first action against the best players in the world. Shooting over the top, able to drive and have touch, the speed and handle at that size making him a mismatch. And if you're wondering about the game, Kobe hit a game winner. LeBron had a chance to hit a game winner of his own, but missed it. And at the end of the game, look at how disappointed LeBron is. If y'all enjoyed this video, then I'll make another video on why this game was more than just Durant's arrival. No, it was a battle for the top spot in the league, and storylines were flying. So 5,000 likes and we'll do that video. KD scored 18 points in the second half when it mattered, just like he did in Team USA's first Olympic game. And what a blessing it is that 17 years later, we're seeing it again. It's not just LeBron with the insane longevity. No, Durant is a freak of nature that showed us in not 2 or 3 seasons, not his rookie season, not even his first NBA game, but just 3 weeks after getting drafted, why he was going to be one of the greatest players of all time. And regardless of how you think his career went, regardless of whether you agreed on the decisions, we can all agree that Durant is a pure hooper and falls somewhere among the greats in NBA history. The all-day notification shout goes to an OG Day 1 Maria Joe, who just wants a league to go back to the 2007 days. Appreciate you. And if you want to know how players somehow still don't like Steph Curry, even after you won a ring without Kevin Durant, there's a video right here. See you next Saturday at the minimum. Comment baby if you're still here. It's your boy MJ. We out and we vibe.